Action.
Welcome back
To JLC
TV, the
show where
we give you the inside scoop.
that's way too many words on how cringe this is.
Right, okay, serious level, guys. We were just trying to throw something in to try and hold your attention, but look, Beak's idea.
Right.
Anyway, so the point of what I'm saying is you may or may not know we've sent over 4 million orders at this point, which is crazy. So as silly as that intro was, I'm sure you want to have some insight as to how we ran this business. We started in the garage with one person, aka, and then we now have 50 people. And we have 50 people in, partly we got like 7 people here in Europe, and the rest of our tribe in the UK, and we float between the two of them. So yeah, stay tuned if you want to know more about that. Anyway, the point of why I was getting into details as to what we are is I think because Marshall, our editor, is off on holiday at the moment, he needs a break. He's off on holiday. I've had to pick up the editing myself and throw it in, and because editing is not my forte, I'm just kind of throwing it into CapCut. It's like, and then throwing it straight out. Other than that, it's a little bit more complicated than that, but it's not that hard, you know? It takes me like half an hour, 45 minutes. So the editing is not there, and I don't want you guys to complain, so I'm throwing in some hooks early, so I'm not going to be doing these edit backs. But we will be speaking to Owen, and we'll be hearing about what's going on today. And I'm not stalling for time here, all these gaps will be cut out.
We have another questionnaire.
Oh yeah, we have another questionnaire. Actually, someone commented yesterday, very, very thankful for this comment because it's going to start giving us some direction. More comments like this, please. They said, very insightful on the business, and could we let them know more about the leadership and the management of the company? So we actually have prepared a 10-question dossier, like a document, 1-page document, 10 questions, big font. Beak's going to read it out crisp and clear, and I will tell you guys exactly how we went from the business and what have been the problems and the challenges of leadership from 0 to 50 staff, basically. And we've had some ups and downs, you know, because at one point we had 25 staff, and then it went down to like 5 staff from 25 staff, and then like crazy ups and downs of business. But there's a lot that we can get into. I won't talk much more about it now. I go silent for a second. Update on business. Let's go in here. Let me grab my coffee. I'm getting parched, you know what I mean? Guys, I'm aware that like at the point where we haven't got the editing and all the B-reels and stuff, that's interesting because it's just me ramble. So I feel like I'm going to get more into the nitty-gritty of business this week because I want the episodes to continue and go on. Oh, and another thing, I'm unable to do thumbnails. So what I've been using is just like a thumbnail maker, and the AI has been producing the thumbnails, but it's all cartoon because it can't actually use a photo of me. And look, I don't think I look like that. But I don't think he looks better than me. I prefer the look of me. So don't be saying like, oh yeah, that's not you. Yeah, I know it's not you. The cartoon wishes it was me. But what I was going to say is, do you think these thumbnails are better or worse? Do you like the lifestyle, lifelike ones? Or these ones that are like all purple and cartoony? Because, I don't know, I kind of like the cartoony ones, but that's because I'm new, you know? It's new. Perfect. So we've got 2 people, 2 or 2 saying cartoon so far. The only thing that I think might not be chill about the cartoons is you don't know for sure who it is, and the picture changes from time to time because it doesn't have like you give it an image and it tries to make it look like you, and every time you ask it for the same instructions is different. So it's not science.
Sure.
Right. But they look cool, don't they?
Yeah.
What was the other thing I was going to say? Oh, right. Business this month so far. It's not been good. Right now, I would say we're around £50,000 in sales from breaking even. So we haven't even broken even yet. We only have 6 working days left. Is that right, Beak?
Yes.
6 working days left. We have been in worse positions than this at this point in the month. It's important to know that. However, it doesn't change the fact that the pressure is on. So the pressure is on us, but I never believe in thinking negative. It is what it is. Even if it was a bad month, there's a reason for it. We got to go back to the drawing board and we got to learn how to be better. Nonetheless, we're going to make profit this month. But yeah, the point is it's tough. And sometimes you can have months like last month and you feel like you're walking on clouds, and then this month you get humbled. And I think a lot of stuff and a lot of people in business don't talk about this. People give an impression that business is always going well. It kind of is like business goes well and then it goes really bad, and then it goes really bad. And we've got to a point now after 13 years of doing this, 13 years of selling IT peripherals, where up or down is not that big a deal. We'll work it out. And don't get too happy when it's great, and don't get too sad when it's bad, and just understand there's more to life, and this is the way that we put coffee on the table. Let's go see Owen, see what's going on. Is your arms hurting yet?
No.
No?
It's okay.
You sure?
Yeah.
Well, how many minutes in are we?
6.
6 minutes. Oh, nice. Let's have a break, actually.
Yeah.
Cheers.
I didn't press stop.
I'll just ask you, Beaksy, a
Okay.
couple of things. What's the sitch today?
Okay, so today
Ricky's on holiday?
Ricky's off now.
When
this
is his
week
birthday?
For his birthday. I don't know. It's this week sometime.
We need to make sure that we message him.
We'll see it in the group. So today Joel's had a good start. He's had some privacy screens in from a visit as well that him and Athena went to off the back of a visit.
Sick work, Joel. Great work, brother.
Yeah. What are we expecting? Penny's got some bits we're expecting today. Hopefully just a big day now.
Yeah.
Some big stuff. Hopefully Joel can pull in. He's got so many ops that's waiting to close, so hopefully we can get some stuff. And Laura's got an op coming over today for 40 docking stations. I didn't come over yesterday.
Nice. So you think Joel's going to be our knight in shining armour?
Maybe today, hopefully.
Yeah? Yeah. Say, go Joel. Go Joel.
That's nearly as bad as
Stare the camera in the eye here and say,
go Joel.
yeah, Joel. Right. Can we go ask Owen now
Sure.
what's going on with his situation?
Alright, I'll ask him what's going on with his situation.
You sound thrilled.
I'm sorry.
Haha.
Owen,
Hello.
what's going on with your situation?
What situation?
Come on, walk the line.
The business situation.
All good.
Does Beak sound like she hates her job?
Yeah, you really don't want to do this, yeah.
It's really nice, I enjoy it.
You're really getting sick of this, aren't you, Beaksy?
No, it's nice.
It is all good. Should have a big week.
This is going to be the biggest month?
Hoping so. I think we're on track.
Nice.
We're on track.
Will it be the biggest month by the end of the week with 2 working days left?
2 orders come in our way, but
One of your customers, a very, very big customer, they only actually put their orders through on a certain day, don't they? So you know it is, but you're not getting the order.
yeah. So that's why I'm banking on what's been confirmed. We should be around a couple of grand short of the biggest month.
Nice.
So I'm hoping yes. So everything's in place.
Sick.
And that means the last 3 months then would be my 3 biggest months.
Sick. And what do you reckon that's been like? What's been the reason for that? Is it just smashing the hammer against the rock and that?
Yeah, I think it's all paying off after years.
I think it was mad that we saw the turnover where it was showing like 23,000 turnover year on year. So we had 23,000 last year and we're doing like 100 plus now.
Yeah.
So you see that
It's
a slog, but you see we 4 times the money in a year.
yeah, it's a good place to be.
So within another year, we're going to be, I reckon we'll probably be like doubling up in a year, you know, like 200, maybe we'll be hitting like 300 grand turnover.
Be nice.
It's going to be big, bro.
It'd be nice.
It all happens quick though. When it starts happening, it all happens well fast, doesn't it? Pete, oh, please could you record that? Yeah, so like I always think that the numbers seem far off, but they're not. Because if you see 23, you went to a 1.
We've got
come over it,
we've got all the accounts open now.
Yeah.
Ideally, maybe one or 2 more accounts, but the majority of them are open, which is what we need. So they just need to get spending now. So
When the stage is set, it can go crazy,
it's
can't it?
literally overnight. So one good deal, that's all we need, and then some bloody hell, that JLC did good on it, and then they email all their colleagues, and bang, they got 5 or 6 quotes the next day, and it's just a snowball effect then.
And Laura's just got a big company in the Netherlands, and it's a company where it will produce a lot of like run rate business local, so that's really cool. Big building blocks local, and hopefully we pick up the slack in the UK now, because we're going to have a huge month in Europe, but we're not doing much in the UK right now. And like I said, it's all good Europe doing this, but UK has a burden right now that's hugely short of its break even. So we don't want to, not only did we have some special items which took from last month's great work, is now we have a month where we're not making much money. So look, we're not just trying to show you the great stuff that JLC does, and it's always great stuff, always great products, always great service, but sometimes certain external factors can't be changed, and that's the market right now. So we're working very hard to try and bring that up. What do you see from the UK stuff?
Oh.
It meant the last month, really good last month, but obviously the budget burn. It is a little bit quieter this month. Yeah, they're good.
The volumes are there, aren't they? So
Yeah.
that inspires me.
I think we're there. We're still getting the run rate business, but the really, really chunky orders, where we've seen them every day, they're not there.
We have more market share than we've ever had before. That much I know, because our orders are like 50% higher than they were this time last year. Like, that's
Yeah.
how crazy it is.
Yeah.
But it's just the money isn't there. It's been in the past, but it's bigger than it was last year. We're still way up last year.
I think we were very lucky. I think a lot of companies struggled last year. I think we held our head above water where a lot of companies didn't.
We got a lot of people saying this is the year where it's going to be hard, haven't you?
Yeah. It's been mixed. Some people said, "Oh, we're out of it," and then some people said, "It's in the start." So
You don't know what's true, do you? You don't know what's right. It's mad.
and
So
what's going on
hopefully-
in the world as well is literally it's news dependent as well, isn't it?
just kind of waiting. The markets could go crazy with something. If something goes in constraint, you've got a lot of things which could change. So let's see. All we need is UK firing on all cylinders, and every single business is going good right now. However, life's not meant to be that easy, is it?
No.
Well, you hit one and you miss another. That's what it is. Sweet. Anyway, as I was
Jeff, you
saying-
could do a video.
Wow, this is cringe factor.
Oh yeah,
too.
how you doing?
Ew.
What?
What does that remind me of when someone gets interrupted at the start of a
Sorry for working. What is it you want?
cringy episode?
Enough.
Alright, so questionnaire please. Do you want to pretend you're counting? Is that how you count?
Beaksy, I didn't just
Alright.
stop.
Okay, sorry Beaksy.
Enough is enough.
Right.
I was, if you need to know, I was doing some stock takes, saving the guys. I have to do it.
Can you tell me without looking behind you one product that was there that you were counting?
Headphones.
Which one?
The in ear.
Point to it now.
See?
Right, yeah, you just remembered the photo.
Erroneous.
Right.
Anyway, back to business because this is a waste of time. We should. That needn't have been a conversation. You should have paused me.
Right.
Moving on. You have to
Well,
test. Are
I
you
remember-
really working? What are you doing, mate?
I
Are
remember
you
that
counting,
do-
mate?
I'll remember that you can count for stock take next time then.
Sorry, in English.
I remember that you do stock take when we do stock take this year.
Oh, will you?
And I'll bring you in on it.
Well, I don't remember you going out to count cases.
No, I
They've been all counting this month.
I don't do that.
Why don't you
Believe
remember that
me.
you can count yourself? You're so
I
obnoxious.
was kidding, I was kidding.
People back home, think about this. It's not a dare. It's a good thing to do,
Well, at
stock
least I
take.
don't pretend to do
Oh,
stuff.
how you know I've done my fair share of stock takes, including today. But I have actually done my fair share of stock takes.
So have I. I used to run them, alright?
Oh, mate, I used to run stock takes, mate. And I wasn't someone who was trying to distract everyone either.
No, that was you. Right.
That's what I'm saying. I was being... Just,
Anyway.
it's enough.
Okay.
I don't want to explain these jokes. Carry on.
Question end.
Okay, new question.
Question 1.
Oh, guys watching on LinkedIn, it might cut off before you watch the end of it, so you'll have to switch over to YouTube to watch the end of these questions. But it's going to be all about leadership and strategy. You'd be foolish to not switch and watch. And subscribe. I'm moving over here under the light, all right? Let's go.
Question 1. What was the most valuable lesson about leadership that you learned during the times you nearly went broke?
Let's go into this light. Most valuable thing that I've learned is that loyalty over everything. So if people will stay with you even when things are going down, they're the people that you need to keep by your side. Nothing else matters. It's very easy when it comes to like anything in your life, when it comes to friends, colleagues, whatever, to be like, I wish I did this differently. I wish I did that differently. What you need to understand is no one's perfect, and the most important quality, especially when things are going bad, is loyalty. If you've got people who go shoulder to shoulder with you when things are really up shit's creek without a paddle, then you've got good people and you need to keep them around.
Thank you.
Beaksy. And Beaks obviously been there the whole time with me now. So we've been here. Beaks worked here for like 12 years. The company's like 13 and a half years old. Crazy. Beaksy, you want to put that down on the table so you can read it and it's like easy
Yeah.
for you to hold up two hands. Right.
Okay, next question. How has your approach to leadership evolved since you first started your business?
My approach to leadership has evolved where I'm a lot more patient. I don't get annoyed with anyone. Before, back in the day, what would used to be the case is if someone didn't do it the way I used to think it should be done, I would mimic the ways I'd been managed in the past, and that was just sort of like warning. Now what we do now is we try to make everyone work. We don't want anyone not to work within our business. So we really just try to tell people, look, you can't behave this way in the business. I want you to stay, but if you keep behaving this way, it's not going to work out. So I guess my leadership has just been very, very, people know where the red line is, and if they cross it, you tell them, because the worst situation for us in any situation is someone leaving the business, regardless of whether they messed up or not. I think we should give everyone the opportunity to be better. So my leadership isn't about, let's just do what's right for the business the whole time. It's like, do what's right for the people. That sounds cheesy, but I swear to God, that's how I live. So yeah, we really try to make everyone work in this business. That's how my leadership has changed.
Perfect, thanks James.
You agree with that?
Yeah, very honest. You're just very honest with them so they know where they stand, so that if there's an issue, then they know exactly what the issue is, so that it's not been surprising if they've had to be let go or whatever.
No surprises.
Yeah.
And it's very easy to be indirect. It's very easy. Emre, you don't mind if we record here, do you? Carry on going. Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, just don't need to feel uncomfortable or whatnot. Yeah, I just think that it's very easy to get annoyed, and because having hard conversations is shit, no one wants to have a hard conversation. Let's go here.
Yeah.
It's easier to just be like, right, they've got to go, than say like, okay, how about we sit down and we tell the problem, and then we work through a way, and they might actually say, I had no idea I was doing that wrong. So yeah, I don't want to get too long an answer for that, but these are very interesting actually, because there's been a lot of evolution in 13 and a half years of running this business. And before that, I had a business that lasted a year that went bankrupt, so many years. And then before that, I was doing eBay all on my own in the bedroom from like 11 years old, 12 years old. So yeah, many years of experience with this.
Great. Okay, question 3. What do you think the most important quality in a leader is when facing financial hardships?
2 answers. If it's gonna affect the people around him, he needs to be fair and be able to speak to the people, work out how as a collective they can, for the better of everyone, support the company and all work together. So someone who can remain fair, someone who's not going to be like looking out for themselves, putting the people first. And then the other one is if the financial burden is on the leader and no one externally knows about it because they don't need to. Let's say, for example, we had a situation about a few years ago where we got robbed and it was really, really financially stressful, thought it might collapse the business. No one around had an idea that it was that bad, because if it had, it would have scared them, you know? Like, the job of the captain is to remain calm even when the ship is sinking, you know? Like, that's why you see it here, the person who was captaining I think that's the word, captaining the Titanic. He stayed on the ship, you know, like your job is to stay cool no matter how things are going, no matter how bad things are, no matter how badly you want to jump off the ship. And believe me, when months are bad, when you're having real bad things with people or you've got like turmoil in the business, you want to jump off the ship, but that is not possible. So good leadership means you do not jump off the ship. You are more present when the chips are down, because that's what brings the peace to the other people, because it's so stressful being a member of staff in a company that's going down and the leadership isn't on point. So yeah, that marks a good leader. Did that answer the question properly, do you think?
Yeah. Number 4, how do you maintain a strong company culture whilst managing a growing team?
Only let people become in positions of authority within the business if they share your same values. So they have to be fair, they have to be nice, they have to be looking out for others and want the best for those around you, because what we don't want is cliques, what we don't want is people being treated unfairly, what we don't want is any of that. So we really try to make sure that even from the ground up, everyone in the business has our same values, and basically just making sure that the people who come into the business all share the same values, and if they don't share the same values, they won't pass probation and they're left. We don't want people who are creating cliques, we don't want people who are bullying, we don't want people who are treating people unfairly, because quite often, and I know what happens, you come into a new role and then maybe that person's doing something that you're wanting to do, and especially in a growing team, everyone always feels that your toes are being stepped on, because what happens when you first start a company, you're doing all the roles. And then you relinquish. And that actually happens from underneath as well, because you might have someone who is doing dispatch and printing the labels or whatever they were doing both at the same time. And now someone else comes in and they're going to take a bit off the plate. Now that creates someone to get insecure, because you're now making more jobs when there wasn't, and people could think they were being replaced. When that's not the case, you're just growing. So you really want people to not get insecure or worried, because that insecure sometimes translates into bullying. And we've seen it before, but luckily we have a stellar team and they're all ace. So yeah.
Question 5. Can you share a pivotal moment that significantly influenced your leadership style?
I don't think there's necessarily a moment. I think that what it is just there's certain times in the past where maybe we've given like a warning, and then, or maybe someone's left because they didn't work in the business, that I know that, knowing what I know now and the experience I've had, that I could have had conversations with those people that could have said and gave them a clearer and more direct view of the issues that we had with one another, the company to them and them to the company, that could have made it possible to work out. I think that I don't think there's any one pivotal moment. I was trying to think. My pivotal moments are probably working for other companies and seeing like what great management looked like, and then seeing what terrible management looked like, where I had a great manager who was like making me a killer, and then seeing like when the new person came in, how badly it all fell apart and how important it was to always have someone was on it. I guess I kind of realized at a very early age, and I've always been this way, even in my failed business, is if a manager wasn't on it and I didn't perceive them to be on it, I kind of stopped caring. So I always wanted to give the impression, and it's not an impression, I care, but I always want everyone to know how much I care about the business too. And actually, it's another good reason why JLC TV is here, because I think me spread between two places, this centralizes it all because we're all watching the same stuff. People realize that all I do is eat, sleep, and breathe JLC. So yeah, pivotal moments, seeing good and bad managers from my time in retail sales.
Great, thanks James. And how do you foster innovation within your team, especially in the IT peripherals market?
We're constantly having dialogue between all of us about what's required in the market, what's new, what we're seeing, what the kind of tremors are, what's in constraint, what's not, and we're pulling that in and we're trying to innovate new products, new techniques, new strategy. And also, like I said to you guys before, we're a solutions provider. Like the reason why we win so much business is because we can adapt and say yes to everything. So it's constantly trying to readapt our service. How do we make it easier for our customers? We're trying to implement more processes, which means that our customers don't have to get involved in the ways that they don't want to get involved, and they only have to reach out for the things they want to reach out for, all the while maintaining that we get back to people within 30 minutes. So yeah, everyone kind of runs a business within the business, so innovation's happening all the time. Half the processes that happen within the business, I haven't even been parlayed to. They've just been like taken by Ricky, Barry, Owen, Jack, whatever, you know. So yeah.
Great. And what strategies do you use to stay ahead in such a rapidly changing industry?
It sounds crazy because it's in tech, but we're not obsessing over what the competition are doing. We're just obsessing over what we're doing. If market's down, we're blaming ourselves and we're working harder. We're constantly speaking to our customers, what can we do more of? So we're not constantly fretting about it being an ever-changing industry. We are constantly trying to change. And you know what? Even with like JLC TV, who else is doing this? No one else is doing it. So this is us carving a whole new route.
Nice. And how do you balance short-term challenges with long-term vision in your decision making?
I feel like some of these kinds of questions are like virtue questions, aren't they? Like, I don't even know what that means.
I was struggling to...
Like, what is that? Like, I gotta try and answer it. And you know, like, this is, you answer a question like this and you're trying to answer it in a way that people listen to it like, oh yeah, that makes so much sense, mate. I'm listening to it and I read it on LinkedIn and people will literally have their cup of tea, read it like, yeah, it makes sense. No one even knows what that means. How do I balance short-term...
How do you balance short-term challenges with a long your decision making?
Okay, so let's just say, so the challenge could be this. All right, well, the day didn't go as you wanted today. Well, business still needs to go big. I still need to be working on it. You got to firefight daily and you just got a set time. Maybe it's not such a stupid question. You got to firefight daily, but just have a decent portion of your day set aside where you're going to be working on your business. Yeah, okay. It's very easy to get lost not working on your business and just working in your business. But if you set a few hours a day, keep your headspace clear. But the way I do it, a lot of my job is just making sure everyone's motivated, making sure all the pieces are in place, and I'm always thinking about the future,
Thank you. And what role has mentorship played in your development as a leader?
Oh, major. My mentor, I won't say his name in case he wants to keep confidential on here, but yeah, I had a mentor for about 5 years. Fantastic guy. It took me from being like a kid to like an adult. I want to say from boy to man, like from a kid to an adult. I was like a loose cannon who had a lot of success in my early 20s, which set the foundations of what we came to build, which really is an empire at this point. But I needed to channel. I didn't really understand a lot of stuff. I was very switched on and the business was going very well, but I didn't have the tools surrounding to maintain it. So mentoring really like channeled that. And mentoring, having people you can look up to in all realms of life is important. You should have like spiritual mentor, business mentor, family mentor, people who have achieved what you want to achieve in any one of those areas. You know. So yeah, I couldn't give the importance of mentorship. I couldn't stress it any more than I am. Yeah.
Okay, nice. Thanks, James.
Is that everything?
No, I think there's one more question. Page 2. Yeah. Okay, so last question. Mm-hmm. How do you measure success in your leadership and the overall performance of your business?
So performance of the business, how much money we make, obviously is the only thing you should be measuring if you want to know if the business is doing well or not. But as far as leadership goes, and honestly, that is a byproduct of the important stuff. I get so much more out of seeing people develop. People who are now like looking after teams of people who joined the company and weren't doing that. Like Owen is out here, living out here, working in Holland, running, he's like sales director out here, partner of the business, And look at how far he's come, managing people. Come from a small town in Wales where he couldn't envisage himself living overseas and doing these things. And yeah, I really like seeing that. And we see it from everything. Like how much Barry's grown. Like look at him with his car and everything's, hi, how's it going, all right? Look how well Barry's going with his car. Look at him like dressing his suit, like looking after his area. Everyone's growing. Like it's so wholesome. It really is wholesome. And like Jack's been a guy who you've seen his character just build this whole last decade from, let's say, Jack's a wild card. Like you guys who deal with him are going to know he's a wild card, but in a good way. That's why you love him. And he's like become this super, like, yeah, again, man. That's what's crazy about it. Everyone's developed. And look at Beaksy. Started out selling phone cases. Packing phone cases. And now Beaksy is ops director.
Yeah.
Fantastic, eh?
Thank you. Yeah.
That's what I get. I think it's really cool seeing people do well.
Yeah.
And seeing how much people care as well. Like, you've made a business that didn't exist 14 years ago. And now you have people who their whole life is coming and being part of this tribe and like making the machine move. Look at Arlene, look at Luke, it's just amazing. Like look at Charlie progressing the way he's progressing and taking care of his area. Ellie, who had that time where she left in a stress and then we were like, nah, she can't come back. And then I was like, I love Kelly, she needs to come back. But she like screamed and said she needs to leave because she'd had beef with one of the people. But then like we made a special exemption, she's back, and I don't know, that's wholesome and that fills my heart up. So I like all that stuff. So yeah. Oh. What else is there?
That's it. But maybe I could ask, who you hate the most?
Who do I hate the most? I don't want to say that. Holding the camera.
That's not.
I'm only playing opposites.
Who do you love the most?
I said playing opposites, so they're holding the camera.
Oh, great. Okay.
I don't know what to say now, do you?
No, I was thinking of another question. Thank you, though. That's all.
Yeah, and you do know what to say? What was the other question? See, you don't know what to say.
No, I don't. I don't have any questions now.
All right. What's it been like working here these last 12 years, BT?
Really nice. Very different from the beginning.
And what do you find about the leadership? What do you like most about it? Because you're a leader in the business.
I like that we have good people looking after the departments. Like downstairs, we obviously have the whole warehouse, and we've got Arlene and Luke that manage all of that, so that's really handy. And then you've got like now supervisors that have stepped up, and then upstairs obviously we've got Ricky, team leader, which works well, and then you've got Jack, head of new business, so he helps like the newer guys come like get to the stage that they need to be. Then you've got Nat, who now looks after sales support and the cool.
Shout out Nat.
Yeah, a team there which are also growing in their own roles. And Mandai looks after all our money. Mandy
came to Christmas Day at my house.
That's nice.
Well, at my mum's house. I don't celebrate Christmas, but my mum obviously celebrates Christmas, so she came over to my mum's house. And it was nice. Celebrated Christmas Day with Mandai. So we got all these like people who are like family within our business.
Yeah, that's lovely.
Anyway, that's episode 46 done, guys. So subscribe. And anything else you want to know, question below and we'll answer it next. Cheers, Scott, for the question that brought us onto leadership and strategy. Over and out.